Hi, my name is Christy Kane, and today we're going to go over what I'm calling Cattastic Catios. Um, I'm sure there are a lot of people that are probably not familiar with what that exactly is, but I'm hoping you're as excited about it as I am. Just a little background information on myself. I have general house construction as a background, as well as I can some minor electrical and plumbing. I've also done a lot with ordinances and permitting. A lot of this has come through previous jobs, but also my father has been in management of construction my entire life. So I've been exposed to it and helping him with some of his jobs and some of the things that he's done. Um, my background specifically outside of this in school is actually in business and accounting, which is what I normally do. However, there's a huge market, I feel, that has been left untapped as times have changed. Our mission is to provide an experience that brings both joy to the owner and the felines in their lives. And this doesn't just necessarily have to be felines or cats. These enclosures could also work for other small animals, such as, let's say, a rabbit or even small dogs. So, fur babies or pets, as some of, depending on the name that people are describing, people's priorities are changing. There is a whole generation that has went without having children. There are still those that are having children and raising families, but there are some that have decided that they prefer a single lifestyle. They're not able to have kids, and their pets have become their babies, for a better lack of term, given I realize they're not real children, but to some, they are their children, and it is a market that people are flocking to. Um, they are providing these luxury accommodations sometimes, and some of it is just basic to keep your house clean. If we go into, it's an outdoor space for your cat, and it's not always an outdoor space. Sometimes, like in my situation currently, there's plans to expand, but I have a catio in my garage, and that is where I keep my litter boxes. My house, it does not smell like a cat because everything is outside. There's a place that I can enclose them, and they are able to have their own space to play and enjoy in. I'm currently working on building a huge outdoor enclosure. It has windows and also an area for them to actually roam and get fresh air, um, and stimulate them, because while one of my cats does enjoy going for walks, like we saw in the previous slides, the other two, they want to go outside, but they are more timid about going outside, and that has a lot to do with our history. But these people that are focused on their animals and not having families, they are willing to do whatever they think will bring them and their pets the most joy. They're going above and beyond. They're adding special features to their houses to accommodate these. As you can see, while kits are available, they're not going to necessarily fit within everyone's specs for a house. Um, Not to mention, some of the materials that come are not necessarily meant to be left outside and are not going to hold up for the duration of your pet's life. Um, Being able to use materials that will last and are not a eyesore but actually complement your house is one of those things that is a benefit. When we focus more on this childless generation, you can see 2007, when this recession hit the country, the birth rate started decreasing. And this is according to Kearney and several others. it has led us to speculate that perhaps the key explanation for post-2007 sustained decline in U.S. birth rates is not about changing policy or cost factors, but that of priorities. You've got women that are in the job force and they are focused on their careers. They are not willing to take the time off to have a child. They're focused on their careers, but yet they still want something to come home to. So a cat in particular, which is what this is geared towards, is something that they can spend their money because they have no other necessarily outgoings for childcare or education that they're having to be concerned with. And so they're able to provide for their pets. And you're seeing this drastic switch that continues. And I know there's a great debate between dog and cats. But if you do research out there, there really is more people that are trending towards cats than dogs. It's inclining for cats and declining for dogs because cats are easier to care for. They are able to be left alone for longer periods of time than a dog. You still need to be able to care for them and give them that socialization, but they are easier to leave in your house and not fear a problem, especially if you have an outside catio where you can leave litter boxes, then you're not having to worry about a mess in your house. It's all outside. It's all contained somewhere else, and it gives a cleaner environment, especially when you have friends over. The setup costs and everything for this, I'm planning on the largest cost really is going to be a truck and trailer. Being able to have your setup, your equipment, and get to where you need to be is important. You want to make sure that the investment you make in tools is they're expensive tools. You want to make sure that they're well cared for. They need to be covered and locked up and get to where you need them to go. You're also going to have marketing and startup costs. You're going to need those tools. You're going to need other items such as setting up an incorporation. You're going to need insurance. Those are just costs of an initial startup that are going to be very important. The short-term goals of this project, you want to establish the best way to price out this product because it is going to be a product that is customized to each house. You want to be able to have a way of pricing it out that meets the customer's needs for an estimate of cost of what they're really getting into in a timely manner. Because depending on what type of house it is and everything, you should be able to establish a base cost for those accurate pricing scales. People want to know how much this is going to cost them at the onset. Ideally, you would have a base model that is eventually planned for long-term goals. You're wanting to show that this is the basics, but these are the add-ons that we have. And you can customize these add-ons in the base model to match your house. But with that comes an actual crew that can be sent out. And this is a long-term goal of we're selling not only the product, but also the people that are going to go in and install it. These are insured, licensed professionals, and that is the long-term goal of you want to make sure that everything is to spec and to where it needs to be. And our long-term goals may not be long-term goals for long. They may end up being short-term goals. And it may be that we have a larger long-term goal down the line of trying to decide on if this should be a franchise business and to spread out. But I really do think it's important that people are thinking about when they invest in their pets and get pets, that they have a space that they can enjoy with their pets. Because the more joy that that pet gets to new experiences, the more fun and relaxation that you can have with them as well. So this is about not just taking care of your pet, but taking care of yourself, because it gives you another environment that you can interact with them. So I really think that this is a great opportunity, and I look forward to seeing what your feedback is. So I really hope that y'all have a wonderful day, and thank you for listening.